We've got some big news coming. Remember all that drama that happened before at our old network and how we couldn't talk about it? I mean, we still can't. Yet. But in the meantime, some big things are happening. Stay tuned. For right now, you can head to buymeacoffee.com/valleyboyspod and kick us some money for beer. This week, we've got Shitty Calvin, Shitty Mark, Shitty Glenn, Shitty Steve, Shitty Andrew, who all donated 2, 3, and 4 beers each, whatever. A bunch of people donated 1 beer for $5. Not going to read your name. Don't have enough time. So, this is the Valley Boys. I am your host, Dave Weasel, and reason for listening. Join with me is my sidekick, Brandon Collins, who's been promoted from assistant. Brandon, how's that make you feel?
I'm exactly where I should be right now, and I'm glad you actually recognize my... Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
What?
Fuck. Are you... All right, man. So, for those who can't see right now, he's pouring Jim Beam into a glass, and it's from a bottle that I'm pretty sure is the same ones they use for Listerine.
Yeah, it's a plastic bottle. They know their audience. They know I got them drunk fingers, and I'm going to drop it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know how many times I've dropped a plastic bottle of Jim Beam? I didn't have my alcohol spill all over the carpet. I don't have to lick it up like Barney Gumble.
Well, you're like one step away from that being that place in life, man. Like living under a bridge and like pounding Listerine just to get fucking drunk, dude. The sound of that pouring in the glass sounds like broken dreams and bad decisions.
Well, that's why I'm doing a podcast with you, dude.
Jesus, hey, fucker.
All right, so you wanted to... I hate this. I hate this little thing. I don't know why you people write us.
No, this is great.
The
Dave.
mailbag. I hate it, but whatever.
And that's
Brandon
what
wants
makes
to do
it
You
so
people
great
have
because
stupid
you hate
questions.
it so much. It gives me joy to watch the pain and hear it in your voice.
Well, whatever. As long as we're getting it over with now, then I guess it's not so bad.
Hey, it
but
sounds
stop
like your
writing
girlfriend's.
Brandon questions.
All right, so mailbag this week comes from Steve in Mississippi, and
What's Steve from Mississippi want to know? How to pass the 7th grade at 25 years old?
well, actually, what he wants to know is if it's true or not that you actually downed an airplane with your farts.
What? No. No, but no. Okay, no. I know what he's talking about. I didn't down an airplane with my farts. I posted on the internet last week about how one time I was on an airplane and I was farting so bad I thought I was gonna be on the news. So I didn't down an airplane with my farts, but yeah, that's 100% real. I don't know. I was in somewhere, it's Texas, coming back to LA. This is a couple years ago in the before time. So, I was hungover from all these craft beers and barbecue.
How very LA of you.
No, how very Texas of me, man. I was out there just like oinking down, and I get on the air. Oh, I also had like 6 apples at the airport, and that gives me the farts real bad. So I was in my seat. I had an aisle seat, and this woman was sitting in the window seat. She was an Asian lady who was already wearing the mask. This is before the pandy. She's sitting there protected from my farts because they just started coming out one after the other. It was like a tiny silent machine gun coming out of my butt.
So you have the butthole of an 80-year-old man where you can't like just
Exactly.
stop your fart.
That day, dude. That day, 100%. Yep. And it was just like,
Christ.
and people are starting to look around, because this is going on. Like I must have let out probably 40 farts. I stopped counting after 30, and people are looking around, and I do that thing that guilty people do. I start looking around too.
Yes, I've
then
been there.
I actually heard someone in the distance go, "Who farted?" and I was like, "Yeah, who's farting on the airplane?" And I did, and the woman beside me, she fucking knows it's me because she watched me squirm in my seat, like I'm trying to hold a dime in there. And the stewardess comes by, and I tell her, "Miss, it really smells on the airplane." And she says, "I know, we're working on it." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna end up on the news." So I go to the bathroom, hoping something comes out. Nope. And I'm standing there trying to fart. Turns out I can't do it on command. I'm not a fart clown. Can't just blow fart balloons out of my butt. So I get out and I'm walking back to my seat. And as I'm getting closer, I'm noticing the stench is getting worse. You ever do that? You ever fart in one room, leave, and come back and it's just fart city? That's what happened to me. Getting close to my own seat. And people are looking around. And I'm looking around too. And it was... Anyways, that's the story of how I farted on an airplane. I didn't down an airplane because of my farts.
No,
Fucking Steve
no,
from
but you were
Mississippi.
committing hate crimes against Asians even before the pandemic. Way to go, Dave. How very progressive of you.
That's what you're going to take from this? Biological war crimes against the Asian. Well, whatever. Hopefully that answers your question, Steve from Mississippi. Loser.
Jesus.
I don't even know how, if he's illiterate, like I'm assuming, how's he even able to type it up and send it?
Well, he sounds like a nice enough fellow, but I don't know. It's a modern age. We have text to speech. You don't need to be able to type. Most people can't anyways. But
I like that text to speech thing, man. I'm not going to admit to smoking marijuana, but one time I was high and I was doing that
smooth
text.
save.
I was doing that text to speech, but with animal noises. So I had a note open that I saw a few days later, and it just said oink 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 ha 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 backspace delete shit. Those were the words on there. So I was, oinking, and it was showing up on the screen. It showed my laugh, and it showed me trying to delete it.
Well, fucking Robert Frost, eat your heart out.
Yeah, well, it worked out pretty good. All right, so we got our game going or what?
Yeah, we actually have some people that somehow managed to top your story as far as degeneracy. So are you ready to play Florida, California, or Canada, man?
Correct.
All right, so for those of you listening for the first time, or if you just forgot, I am going to read out 3 headlines for Dave to guess, and he has to tell me if he believes that individual is from Florida, California, or Canada. Could be man or woman. This is not a game of elimination. Any of these hooligans can pop up anywhere again. Are you ready to play, Dave?
Yes, finally I'm ready to play. Been dying to do this.
Oh, God. Yeah, I got you reeling already.
Hurry up.
All right, so first headline. Man bitten while using barbecue tongs to remove rattlesnake. Did that happen in Florida, California, or Canada?
I mean, really it could be any of those places just because of the demographics of rattlesnakes. But
Well, thank you,
using
Steve Irwin.
tongs, I mean, like, I wonder where this rattlesnake is. I feel like if it's in his barbecue, if it was in Florida, he would just turn it on,
Probably, yes.
Using tongs, that's a badass move. What are you going to do with tongs against a rattlesnake? And it bit him too? Good. Florida, man. That sounds like some Florida shit.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you should at least put on oven mitts, but no, didn't do that. Bit him in the hand. This individual is California man.
God. Somewhere in the... Oh, yeah. Fucking Joshua Tree, dude.
Near Corona. Yeah, it's out east.
Oh, well, is it desert area?
I don't know, but I think this is appropriate for Corona. I don't think it's out of the norm, actually. Anywhere else, like 90% of the U.S., yes, but not in Corona.
I don't know where that is exactly, and I've never been there. I've never heard anything about it, but I feel like that is a Joshua Tree move because desert people are all fucking weird.
Yeah, it
I
could
had to spend
be.
8 days there. It was a nightmare.
I think most people from Los Angeles haven't been there, and nobody really has a desire to be there, even people from Corona.
Oh, no, they have the Fender shop there. Weird. Like, that's where they make the Fender custom guitars and basses. Is in
yeah,
Corona,
well, they had to
California.
give those poor souls something.
Right, yeah.
All right, moving on to headline number 2. Man dives into water to rescue iPhone XS lost in harbor. Was that Florida, California, or Canada?
He dove into the water,
Yep.
and, like, what's the big deal? Did he die?
Well, I have to. It's one of those headlines where I had to redact a couple things, but I'll tell you after you guess. But basically, somebody's so goddamn attached to their phone that they felt the need to dive in after it.
So, I'm sorry, one more time. Dive into what?
The water, into the harbor.
I don't know. That's not that big a deal. I would go with California, man, because he needs his selfie,
Yeah. No, this was up in Canada. Now, the thing that actually makes it stupid is it was freezing waters, which I obviously had to
Okay,
redact
yeah.
that because,
Well, that's what makes it stupid. I was just saying, like, that's not a big deal. But,
No,
if it's freezing water, yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. So he actually dropped it into the harbor and wasn't able to get it that day, but came back the next day at low tide, and lo and behold, the phone was still there. Dipped his foot in the water. He's like, this is fun, I guess. He had a Polish last name, so, there
Who
you go.
knows?
Yeah, one of those. And apparently the phone actually still works. So I guess props to him for saving, $2,000 or whatever the fuck Apple's charging these days for a goddamn phone. But yeah, I got it back. It works. I wish there was more of a punishment for the guy for doing something stupid, but no hypothermia. Didn't go to the hospital. But
Well, he's Canada, man.
yeah,
He's good. Anyways, they do the polar bear dip there where people jump into freezing cold water just for the fuck of it or for charity or whatever. But, like, it's a thing. You'll be fine.
oh yeah, I love doing that shit. It's great.
Anyways, that one was pretty fucking stupid.
It is, but I got a fucking doozy to end this one this week. I take you low, but I'll finish you high.
Wait, where was the guy that jumped in the water? Like, what part of Canada? Did it say?
Yeah, British Columbia.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right, so this last one is definitely my favorite of the week. Man jumps from hotel balcony, dies after parachute fails to open.
Fuck yeah. So,
Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with Crisco.
so the dude's on his balcony and he jumped off with a parachute.
Yeah, on a 14th floor hotel balcony, had a parachute and figured, well, 140 feet up, that's plenty of time for a parachute to open. But
I feel like that could be anywhere, but if it was a homemade parachute, Florida. Like if it was, like a cartoon parachute, like a checkered tablecloth, from an Italian restaurant.
yeah,
Also Florida. God.
yeah. The story just said parachute. So I have no idea as to the quality of it, but still,
Man, that's awesome. Like if you got to go somehow, you may as well do something stupid. I'm going with Florida.
yeah,
all day.
absolutely. Yeah. All right, 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Nice.
Yeah, 333. That's a great average for baseball, but I normally don't like to put dead people into stories, but when you do some Darwin Award shit, you're gonna fucking make it.
No, you're gonna end up on the Valley Boys if you die doing something stupid. I don't want stories about like man murders entire family, kills self. Did that happen in?
Yeah, I hear you. So, our lucky contestant this week not around to receive the adulation of.
See, I like asking where in Canada does it happen because it makes a difference. But there's no point in asking where in Florida. As soon as you cross that state line, and you cross from like Alabama, that's how bad Florida is. Like you're already in Alabama or Steve from Mississippi, whatever, and then you cross into Florida, it's just that much fucking worse.
Yeah, it's a Bermuda Triangle of like trash and toilet water and just
Drunk alligators.
Yeah, Jim Beam bottles.
There's an alligator right now that is drunk in Florida for sure. That some guy thought would be hilarious. All right, moving on. What do we got? Worst trip. That's a good one. Finally, one of you idiots sent us something good. Our worst trip. And I already got one in the chamber. Do you have a worst trip you ever took, Brandon?
Yeah, actually, since we're in Florida geographically, just move right on up into Alabama. So when I was a truck driver, it was just one of those weird fucking nights where just everything was like bullshit. So getting to Alabama, the goddamn roads are frozen. This is during the wintertime, and they don't have salt trucks and shit like they do in places that regularly get snow. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to get off an off-ramp. There's some dipshit truck driver who thought he would be Good Samaritan, stops at the top of the off-ramp that's fucking frozen to help somebody. We have to stop. That dipshit is able to like finally get on his way. Takes me and my trainer an hour to fucking get going again. We finally get to a truck stop for the night. Can't find any parking. Got to go down this street to an abandoned gas station we find. We don't even get pulled into the parking lot, and already I got a fucking dude jumping up on the side of the truck saying, "Hey, man, you looking for some company tonight? You little
Fuck yeah. At the abandoned gas station?
Yeah, dude. Well,
Awesome. That's some Hills Have Eyes shit.
well-
Male prostitute?
Well, it is, but like they probably got kicked out of the truck stop because the truck stop has security, so they got kicked down the road. They're like, well, where the fuck are we going?
Yeah, they don't let anybody get like ham and eggs there.
Exactly, man. Yeah, you just follow the trucks, and that's where you're gonna find.
You have to take a piss test to get into the truck stop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have high standards there. Not where we ended up stopping, and holy shit, man. So like it's like minutes with this guy, like, dude, I need to get parked. I'm not even parked yet, and the dude just jumps up on the truck. So we finally get parked.
And he's trying to fucking suck you?
No, he's trying to offer one of his girls to like
he's
fucking
pimping.
No, this is like a real life pimp. Like
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so
Yeah.
I thought he was trying to fucking suck, but he's offering someone else to do it.
You know what, man? I feel if the price is right, he might. You know, like
what, $8?
well, I mean, it's Alabama, so that's like $100, damn near anywhere else.
Yeah, you pay your rent with that $8 there.
Right. So it's like, dude, just go away, man. I'm tired. I need to get parked. I need sleep. So he finally goes away, bothers somebody else. We get parked. But throughout the fucking night, it's just like one thing after another. Some crackhead getting up and has this whole like speech about the Bible and like sharing. And yeah, if you could just help me, sir. My trainer's like, get the fuck out of here, you know.
Your trainer. So you're being trained. You're a student learning the ways of the road. And he's like, Chapter 7, how to deal with road prostitutes.
Hey, way of the road, bubs.
Yeah.
Way of the road. Yeah, there's no guidebook for that, you know. There's no trucker manual to tell you how to deal with this shit, you know. And so after that, then it's, you know, some crack whore getting up with like half her teeth and offering to suck me out for $20. I'm like, no, you got to go away. I don't have $20.
I got 10.
Yeah,
I am. This is before you had the affinity for prostitutes, or were you banging them?
man. Like even I got standards.
So you were like me on the airplane, pretending not to be into that, right? So just like how I was like looking around, yeah, who farted, guys? That was you to your trainer. No, I don't want any prostitutes.
Well, I mean, if she had lost all her teeth, I might go for it. Like, you know, you got to try a gum job at least once, right? But the problem is she still had some teeth in her mouth, so it's like basically carrot peeler going down on you, man.
Right. She could rob you with those teeth at that point too.
Oh, well, yeah, rob me, yeah, and fucking
Give
take
you a cock ring?
the fucking skin right off along with it. So I'm like, no, just go away, goddammit. You know, trying to sleep. And it almost sounds like a setup for a joke, but like this is happening in real life. And I say real life, but it's Alabama, so it's relative, really. And then finally, to cap things off, get a knock, and then my trainer goes out and looks, doesn't see anybody. He's like, what the fuck's going on now? But here's knocking again, like, what the fuck? So rolls down the window and then, like, looks down at the truck. I don't know if there's a fucking midget or a really short person, but they're like, now they're trying to, like, fucking pimp themselves out or prostitute. I don't know if it was, like, from the pimp earlier or not, but they're like trying to offer up their services. They're like, oh, I got something that like nobody else has. I'm like,
I can see that.
Well, it looks like you're missing about like 3 feet from compared to the other people. But like, yeah, it was just literally like this clown show. It was a parade of like bullshit. And unfortunately for my trainer, he's the one that got up. He was on the bottom bunk, so he had to deal with this shit all night, and he had to drive the next day. So like, I kind of felt bad for him.
Well,
but,
it's
like,
his job. He's the one in charge. He's got to show you the ways of the road.
Exactly, man. Sometimes you have to deal with that bullshit and literally keep on trucking.
Because what if you asked him, like, as a student, it's like, do I negotiate here?
Hey, you know, it never hurts to ask questions. You can tell me just shut the fuck up. I already sensed he was in a bad mood, so I really didn't want to press his mood any further. But anyhow, so like that's
a good bad trip.
Oh God, yeah, it was just one thing after. It was literally just a B comedy movie that night. But well, so what about your story? What do you got going on?
Okay. So this is going to sound like it's a tragic thing that scarred me for life or whatever. It didn't. I thought it was hilarious. It was funny then, and it's funny now.
Okay.
So I don't want people fucking messaging me being like, are you okay? Any of this shit. So back in the day, I'm like grade 9, however old you are, 14. And we went to Florida. It was me.
This is already off to a great start.
They had $89 flights to Orlando from Sudbury, Ontario. So we went there. Me, my brother.
So you went from the Florida of Canada to the actual Florida.
No, that's Winnipeg. This is Sudbury. That's like the South Carolina of Canada.
All right, fair enough.
So it was me, my brother, my stepbrother, and my stepdad. Boys trip, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my brother is 2 years younger. My stepbrother is 2 years older, type of thing. Whatever. As soon as we get on the plane, the stepdad, who's now passed away, R.I.P., but he's already buying duty-free alcohol. Now,
we've all been there.
Just for context, in Canada, alcohol is extremely expensive. So when you get a chance to buy duty-free alcohol, you do. Just usually not while you're heading to the destination, you know? But he's doing that, and he's drinking.
Yeah, and chaperoning minors. Yeah.
It's all good. we rent the car, and he's already drunk, so he has to. He's got to get his my stepbrother to drive, who's only like he doesn't even have a license, but he's 16, you know. So he's driving on the freeway in Florida from Sudbury, Ontario, where we don't have a freeway. We have like 3 roads, 1 traffic sign, and that's it. And he's driving on the freeway trying to find our hotel. This is before GPS, you know.
And I'm sorry, how old is he again?
The driver is 16,
All right,
no
enough.
license.
God, Jesus.
And whatever, we get to the hotel, and by the time we got there, the stepdad was wasted, and that continued the entire trip. Like we were there for a week, and it was every single day. We had passes for Disney World, and we had passes for all the other shit they have down there. Didn't do a single one of them. Because he was fucking wasted, but entertainingly wasted. You know what I mean? He was threatening violence on us. Threats are okay. It's okay to threaten violence on children. It's not okay to act it out. But we were like, hey, we want to go to Disney. And he said, how about I knock your fucking head off? And then it bounces off that wall. And then it bounces off this wall. And then it goes off the ceiling. And it lands right back on your shoulders. And he said that to me. And I was like, I really hope that doesn't happen. So we go to this. During one of the things, we went to night Disney every night because you can get drunk there. And we're walking around looking for him the whole time. We went to this Chinese restaurant at Disney World. And we walk in, and the guy said to us, we don't have any tables right now. There's a half-hour wait. Stepdad says, very drunk, fuck you, and fuck your glass eye. 'Cause he had a glass eye. And he runs out the door, and the 3 of us are like, God damn it. So we go outside, and he's gone, like vanished into thin air. And we find these bushels. It goes bushel, bushel, his feet, bushel. He's just lying down taking a nap already. Jesus. All in all, I rate Florida a solid 6 out of 10, you know. It was a fun time, and anyways, that was my worst trip, but it was a lot of fun.
The worst, best trip ever, however you would describe that, I guess.
Yeah, no one got molested or anything like that.
Yeah, molested, beaten, or anything. So I guess if a trip's going to go off the rails, I mean, at least it was entertaining. You had fun, I guess.
Yeah, it was great. We were drinking, too. And, my stepbrother had shoplifted a pack of cigarettes. So that's how when I started smoking, Florida.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, that actually reminds me, man. I just hit my 8th anniversary court date from when I got a DUI.
Oh, your Dewey court date.
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah, man. So I got the DUI in like October of 2012, but my court shit wasn't handled until April of 2013. So it's fucking hard to believe, man. The time's flown by. But, at least I learned my lesson. I don't do that shit anymore. I've tried to share my story, so hopefully, like, I've stopped at least one person from doing something stupid. I think more than that, so thank God. No one got hurt, on the night of my DUI, but
some hilarious shit happened, didn't it?
I did crash my car. No one got hurt, thankfully.
Not that part, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so anyhow, and like the cop was right there, so it's not like I could, talk my way out of it. But anyhow, so after I got booked, did the breathalyzer test and all that, and I did, the walk that my forefathers before me had done because, they've all had their turns. My family was just waiting for me. So I got sent to the fucking drunk whatever it is, to sleep it off for the night. They send you off to where they got a bunch of beds and shit like that. And so I'm waiting to get checked in, get my vitals taken and all that. And I'm sitting on the bench. Well, like I said, it was October, and I was dressed up as like this voodoo doctor with face paint on and shit for Halloween.
Nice. This is the funny part.
And these guys walk in, and I see out of the corner of my eye, one of them looks over, and then he turns to his friend. He's like, dude, is a fucking insane clown posse in town tonight? And, like, at that point, I started laughing. Like, I was lamenting the whole fucking thing, but I'm like, God damn it, man. How can you not laugh at that? So, But yeah, like I said, nobody hurt.
So you got lucky. How much did the whole experience cost you in terms of dollars?
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I probably haven't even like figured it all, but like, I mean, shit, there was over $1,000 in court costs. There was like DUI therapy, $20+ a session, DUI education, $20 a session. Lost my job, so I was without work for like 4 fucking months, man. You know,
You got fired over that?
well, I resigned, shall we say.
Really? Over? Okay.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, don't drink and drive.
Yeah, man. I was I was working at the fire department for at the time. So basically, like, I sat down with the chief, and he's like, "Well, here's the thing: if you resign, you're technically not fired. So if anybody asks, you never got fired." So I thought that was pretty cool of him. So yeah, I had to resign, man. That was the only option I really had.
That's shitty.
Yeah, so yeah, we're talking thousands of dollars. A lawyer in there too, so probably close to 10 grand, man. Like they say, 10 grand is like average, I think. But so yeah, don't fucking drink and drive and be the fucking idiot I was. Like, save a life, save your own hell.
Oh man. Okay, so I'll listen to your story and hear it. What I don't like are these "don't drink and drive" ads. You ever see them?
Oh, yeah.
Like they'll have billboards, they'll have radio commercials, and they're actually having the opposite effect on me. Like, I saw one, it said "buzzed idea, calling Doug T-Bone. Bad idea, driving buzzed to get a T-Bone." That's fucking stupid. That has the opposite effect on me. It makes me want to drink Jim Beam out of a plastic bottle and grab someone's car keys.
Jesus Christ, man. Good thing I got my car keys hidden right now.
What I'm saying is it's all a marketing ploy.
It is.
Know
It's
your audience, man.
It sounds like those fucking like cheesy 80s, 90s fucking DUI.
Or those anti-drug commercials from back in the day, you know?
Yeah.
Remember that? They're like, don't do drugs. They're not good. And you're like, what are drugs? They sound awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what's like ineffective advertising is the fact that they keep putting fat girls into ads now.
Ugh.
What?
Why you gotta say it like that?
Well, because it's true, man. Like, it's all right. So, like, take beer ads for example, right? With the Budweiser ads, it was always the hot blondes, with their abs and the bikinis and shit. Like, it made you want to run down to the fucking store and grab yourself some Budweiser.
Yeah.
Definitely not like some big chick with a Budweiser stuck between her flapjacks.
Okay, I agree that in the 90s it was all about putting what society deems as beautiful superficially. And then now they're kind of, they're more inclusive. They're expanding the horizons,
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what else is expanding: the waistlines of the women they're putting in these fucking ads.
Oh my God.
Wait,
What about you?
look, I admit I'm fat. Like, as a fat American, I can say that.
Me too.
Yeah,
So I take
well,
offense to that.
All right, well, like, we'll go and take offense to it all you fucking want, but like, it's still the truth, man. Like, so like me, if I go down to the beach and I take my shirt off, I don't have the delusion that women are gonna look at me like I'm Zac Efron in Baywatch, jogging down the beach and shit like that. Like, usually when I go down to the beach and take my shirt off, people are trying to push me back into the ocean because they think I'm gonna fucking die without the water.
Back in the ocean or just back to Reseda?
Back to Reseda in general, fine. That works too. But I'm just saying, man, like, fat girls, they pretty much ruin everything. I'm just going to say it.
Wow, dude. You're kind of a dick. You're actually a big dick. You're a big dick with a little dick.
Well, I'm just saying.
Like, your gut's bigger than your dick.
Well,
Me too.
I'm not going to fucking deny that, but I'm just saying, man, like, fat girls ruin everything. Like, all right, take Ugg boots, for example, right? Remember, it used to be the hot girls with the leggings and the Ugg boots, and then what happened? The fucking fat girls decided to fucking stick their elephant hooves in there and stretch them out, turn them into Ugg shoes. And then back in 2016, do you remember all the hot girls? They would wear those, like, white Converse, man. Like, and it was very sexy with a pair of short shorts and all that. And then what happened? Then the fucking fat chicks started taking that over. Now the hot chicks aren't wearing them anymore, man. I'm just saying that
you got a whole timeline of fashion ruined in your mind. Whatever, man. People want to do what they want to do, Like, fat guys have ruined all of society.
Yeah, that's fine, but yeah, we're guys. We're allowed to do it. We can get away with shit. Nobody cares if you're a fat guy. That's fine. You can be a fat guy, but I'm just saying, man. Like yeah, they're like fat girls. You know, they
You
what?
got more?
Oh well, of
All
course.
right, go ahead.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about a bigger crowd, you always have to have more for them, right?
Oh God.
I just so like remember, and around the same time as Converse shoes, hot girls, they would like start shaving the side of their head and all that, like they would have on top and then do the whole new wave thing and shit like that. So then like what happened? The fat girls started doing it. Looked like that an extra double chin, except now it's on the side of their fucking head, on top of the one they actually had on their chin. Not to mention the one that they have on the back of their neck. It looks like a fucking bullfrog talking shit when you're fucking them doggy style.
Fuck, dude. You okay? It looks like you're gonna have a stroke from describing all that.
Well, I might because I'm a fat American, goddammit. And doggy style is the only way that you can throw a fuck into a fat chick if you're feeling charitable that
All
particular
right,
day.
all right.
What-
That's enough of your fucking crazy you're done with that? Do you got any more? Do you feel better?
Well, no, because it doesn't really fix the problem. So
The bigger issue is why is it okay
bigger.
for a fat shut up. Why is it okay for a dude to be fat and not a girl? Like we're all just downloading the Wendy's app together. What's the big deal?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Allow me to quote Mr. Cool Mo D and see if his explanation doesn't settle it for you.
You've got philosophy quotes on this
Oh, absolutely. Dude,
from Cool Mo D. That's where you're going to get it from?
yes. Dude, all right. If a guy has 100 girls, he's a hero. A girl with 100 guys is a zero. Don't blame me that society made the rule, but I think they made it for me.
Damn, was that in a song?
Yes, it was.
Jesus. Well, you know what? We've come a long way from that because now, like, not only are we singing about everybody, but everybody's singing about it. Like, a lot of the top female artists are, as we would say, bigger, and that's no one cares. Nobody cares. I do agree that it's weird how it gets turned into that. Like, I don't see why someone's weight has to be their identity the way that it is with female artists. Like,
Yeah,
they
because
always have
they-
to justify being fat because of people like you. You know what I mean? Like, you'll have a bigger artist who sings amazingly, and then she's got to go out and say, I'm fat, and I like it, or I don't like it, or I'm losing weight, or I'm not. But it has to be addressed. Whereas a fat dude, like, how often did Meatloaf talk about how fat he was? Never. He just sang some bad out of hell shit and got on with his life. Became a little crazy with age, but, you know.
Well, that'll happen. But like, part of it is because of fucking women do it to themselves, man. Like, look at Megan Trainor. Remember when she used to be fucking big? Had the song like all about that bass, and it's like, I'm a fat chick. Get with this. You don't want no skinny bitch and all that. And then what did she do when she got famous and got money? She fucking lost all that weight. I'm pretty sure she had lap band surgery. So she fucking hates herself. So like people like that, they lose credibility. Now look, I'm not saying that like a woman like can't be big and be beautiful. Like it is possible. Haley Hasselhoff, David Hasselhoff's daughter, extremely beautiful girl. She is a full-figured girl, and like the thing is, man, like she has a nice figure though. Like it's not telling me that like whoever like. Lena Dunham or any of them, like, hey, I'm fat and just I'm hot because I fucking say so. Fuck that. Like,
Well, no, that's okay. You can have that confidence. What I don't like in what you're describing is when people say I'm this size, you have to like it, otherwise you are a bad person. People can like whatever they like. To me, it's no different than saying it's like when gay people were scrutinized for being gay, they'd say, hey, you're not supposed to like other men or other women. It's you have to like this and not that. When you say you have to like a bigger person, otherwise you're a shallow, superficial fuck. No, people can like what they like. I agree with that. I also agree with that particular song by Megan Trainor, how she's saying, I'm all this and not that. No treble, none of that. And yes, she's kind of cutting down skinny girls, which, I mean, I'm not going to sit here being a fat dude talking about how skinny girls are oppressed, but it is socially acceptable to shit all over someone's size if they're small. Hey, why don't you eat a ham sandwich? Like, that's what people always tell thin girls. If a thin girl said to a bigger girl, hey, why don't you eat a salad? Like, she that'd be it. She'd be canceled from her job.
Right. So, like, at what point don't we admit that it's just all a bunch of made up bullshit and, like, let people like what the fuck they like? But don't fucking start telling me that I have to fucking like it just because you don't like the way you look about yourself. Hey, I wish I looked like Zac Efron running down the beach. I wish I had his fucking bank account. I don't have it, but I'm not going to tell people that they have to, like, fat, hairy dude who looks like he should be getting pushed back into the ocean just because I'm fucking fat and hairy.
Okay, sure. So it's a double standard. I'll agree to that, but it's one of the double standard ratio is 1 to 100 that women have over men in society. That okay, sure. That's
Like
one
100
of the
pounds?
big deal. God damn it, dude.
See, that's a problem when you start making up rules and shit, about how people are supposed to feel about stuff. That's where you end up, like, in this situation right now.
I'm agreeing with you on
Yeah.
that. I don't think it's okay to tell people you have to like this. You have to think this way of it. You have to be sexually attracted to it. Because you wouldn't tell a gay person you have to be sexually attracted to women. So why are you going to tell guys you have to be sexually attracted to big people?
Oh, yeah, you heard it here again. Dave's voting Republican 2024.
I am not. Stop. That's okay. So why is that view conservative? If anything, it's liberal. I'm using liberal logic on that. Why is that a conservative view? I'm also saying nobody should ever be shit on the way that you were doing it because of their size. No one should ever experience that.
Yeah, but I shit on myself. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. I'm comfortable enough in my own skin that, like, nobody has to fucking feel that I'm, handsome or that I must be loved. Like, if I honestly want the adulation of women of any kind, I'll improve my body. I'll improve my intellect. I'll improve my job, my bank account, whatever it is that I need to improve to attract the type of woman that I would want in my life. I will make the improvements I need rather than try to pull everybody down because I don't like how I feel about myself. That is the point.
Not a bad point. However, earlier in this discussion, you had all these. I know you're just being funny, but these are horrible points, and don't make your point at all. It just justifies more of that sort of behavior that you're describing.
David Trump 2024.
No, man. I'm not the one fucking going in office because I can't. Not because of a criminal record. I'm not a U.S. citizen. But do you know who? Should we do it? Should we tell them? I mean, like, we already discussed it on here, but
Yeah.
with everyone throwing their hat in the ring for governor, especially after Brandon's rant, feel free to isolate those clips of him shitting on the big girls when he announces that he's running for governor of California during the recall.
Yes, I will do something that those women can't do, and I will run.
Are you going to make it a policy? You could probably win on this policy in California where you require women to have, like, weekly weigh-ins, you know?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, especially here in L.A.
Right.
Yeah, San Diego, Orange County. Yeah, that
Because everyone here is shitty that way.
everyone's fucking vain here. Well, I mean, except me, of course. I'm the intellectual, but yes. Hey, there's no reason that I can't be the governor of the state of California compared to the dipshit that we already have running. Well, here's our candidate list so far. A handful of Republicans that realistically don't have a choice. The one Republican that does, Caitlyn Jenner, that officially threw herself in the race. Mary Carey, who still looks fantastic at 41. I would vote for her for
That's
a
the
number
porn
of
star?
positions on top of governor of California. And then Angeline, which the older crowd listening to this might recognize. She came to fame in L.A. as a Billboard model in the 70s, went on to try to have a music career and other shit. She ran in 2003. She's throwing her name in the hat again. So why cannot I, Brandon Collins, be governor of California?
Well, you're a fat white dude, so yeah, you're halfway there in politics.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to run on my privilege alone, and that should carry me halfway.
Exactly. I feel like you would, if everyone got a hold of that sound clip that I am going to send to everyone of you shitting on the big ladies, you might win based on that. Not only will the men vote for you, but the women will too, because women are fucking cruel to each other.
Oh yeah, yeah. No one hates a woman more than another woman does. That is just a fact of life. Like, no matter what I have said here today, I guarantee you that some woman has said 10 times worse about big women
To each other on a regular basis, sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, not to flip flop. We just announced your candidacy. I do like that big girls have confidence now. I mean, that's a trend. That's a thing. It's great. I like it.
Hey,
I support it.
like I said, yeah, feel comfortable in your own skin, like all, 700 square feet of it.
But I find it weird how thin women are self-conscious, and then like they'll be thin, but they'll have like, hips and like the butt and the boobs and everything that society says is great. And
Yeah,
but then
because
they'll
it
be
is.
like, I have bat wings on my arms when they don't. And it's weird how so many thin women or in shape women or whatever feel that way. Like, everyone should be confident. No one should ever shit on anyone based on their size or the way they look. That's my opinion.
Okay, and you're free to be wrong. That's okay. That's the beauty of America.
And as governor, you will ensure that only who's gonna get shit on? Immigrants? Me? You're gonna build a wall around Canada. I mean, not that you have that power, but you'll advocate for it, I'm sure. What else? What are some of your policies for real?
All right, so like one, we need to get spending in the state under control, man. We're throwing too much money at shit that has never been solved here in LA County. Eric Garcetti just announced in his city or state of the city address that we're going to throw another $1 billion at the homeless problem. The same homeless problem that's already had billions of dollars thrown at it and has actually exploded in size because of, hey, we're just going to keep throwing money at something and hope it fucking works. We got to stop doing that.
Yeah, it's not the Wendy's app.
Right. And now Dave's making fun of the fat
It's
people.
just going to get bigger. Hey, I'm making fun of myself, dude. 2 for 1 I went. We're not doing a commercial for them. Fuck them. Sorry, continue.
Republican Dave. So, we need to stop spending money on shit like that. The fucking bullet train to nowhere that's been $10 billion over budget. We need to get taxes in this state under control. We need to get crime under control. We need to get our goddamn businesses back open again, which is the reason that Newsom's facing a recall anyhow. He's single-handedly responsible for thousands of businesses being closed. It's just common sense shit, man. Like, allow people to live their lives, remove unnecessary restrictions. I don't see why that's so hard for politicians to do unless they're in the fucking hand of special interest corporations, which I, Brandon Collins, am not. I am the fucking common man. I'm the fucking working class blue collar guy that, my entire life. Like, I share the same concerns.
You're not special.
And stresses. Exactly. I'm not special. I don't think that, like, I personally am.
You're not average weight, though.
Savior. No, I am fat, but I wear it well. So like that's what we need. We just need common sense approach to spending and regulation in the state. Quit over-regulating shit. Quit fucking wasting money. To me, that's just common sense shit that would immensely improve the state of California.
And what about Ben Shapiro living here? What are you going to do about that?
I think that dude's headed off to Tennessee.
Oh, is that where he's going?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Where in Tennessee? Is he going to Nashville?
Probably wherever. Yeah, it's like the
Chattanooga. Is that in Tennessee?
Chattanooga. Yeah, it's over on the
no, that's
eastern
west.
side.
Oh, I don't know.
I believe. Yeah,
I've been there. Shout
Nashville.
out.
Yeah, Nashville's like northwestern.
Been there a few times. That place is awesome. But yeah, Tennessee is like it's sort of like California. It's sort of like Canada. It's a wide mix. Not that we're getting into that, but Ben Shapiro, you know what? In a selfish way, I'm kind of glad there's this great migration out of California, not because of the obvious reasons like traffic, but as far as comedy goes, you have all the big names taking up all the spots in the club. There's no room for Dave Weasel. Like, at any given time, they're all in selling out theaters across the country. I'm selling out dumpsters behind the theaters,
Yeah.
And which means that the main clubs here are going to have more spots open for the Dave Weasels, like the second tier guys, the door openers. They'll be like, all right, we got 20 minutes to kill. I guess you better come on again this week.
Yeah, well, that's great.
I'm a once a week guy, not a 7 days a week guy.
Well, and that's great for guys like you and me with our immense size because we need more space, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
when are
what
we
was
ever
the-
going to get a
What was the
break?
deal with Shapiro this fucking week? He was like holding up a fucking board or some shit.
Yeah,
What
I
the-
posted that today. And the weirdest, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I think it's because Home Depot isn't taking a stance on the whole Georgia election rules thing. So he's saying, I'm going to go and support Home Depot. And he goes in and he buys a piece of wood, but it's in a plastic bag, like a little tiny plastic bag that goes up like a quarter of the way, where you can't, the bag serves no function. Like you can't use the handles. There's nothing you can, it's like putting a condom on, like just on the tip and being like, all right, let's fuck. Let's see what happens.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I saw the video. I'm just wondering what the context was. So that's
That
what-
was it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not exactly like the first Jewish carpenter, yelling out crazy shit in public, but it's definitely probably a good thing he didn't buy the nails with it.
All right. I was taking a drink when you said that.
But
That's good. That's good.
But like, there's definitely some similarities between like Nashville and L.A. Nashville's starting to become like the L.A. of
Sure.
the South. Like, fuck, they
Sure.
even have a hockey team that nobody cares about, like L.A. What the Queens are called, I think.
No, LA Kings and
Oh, the
and,
LA
and the Dateline Predators. I mean Nashville Predators. I mean, not till Kane gets traded to them. But whatever. Like he's going to open to Home Depot. That's fine. Things are opening up as we were discussing. The very first night earlier this week,
Yeah.
they had the LA Kings, my team since childhood. Growing up in Canada, the Kings have always been my team. Gretzky kid, what's up? We went to a Kings game. It was fucking awesome. I mean, it
God,
was.
you hate yourself that much that you would pay money to watch that shit in person, huh?
Dude, that's my team. I don't give a shit if they're not even in last place. They're in second last place, and they won. They beat the last place team, the Anaheim Ducks. Fuck them. So it was. It's kind of a weird experience being at a hockey game that's that empty, even for the LA Kings. And what I find crazy about it, it's like they'll have seats marked off, like these are the 4, these are the 2, these are like they'll have certain amounts of seats blocked off and space around you. Like you can't catch that COVID. You need to have a vaccine, fully vaccinated and it has to be 2 weeks ago, or you need a negative Rona result, which I got. I didn't know that when I bought the tickets. By the way, if you're going to the LA Kings game, that's what you need. Fully vaccinated 2 weeks ago, or a COVID test in the last 3 days. I happen to have had one like a couple days before that, but whatever. I got lucky. But the whole arena was fucking empty. And what was sad is they had certain seats that were assigned to people that could come completely empty. So it's no different than how it is every other.
In the before time, like the last time we were there in February of last year for the Penguins.
We were there like about 3 weeks before the last game ever, because we were there February 2020,
Yeah.
and the last game was early March.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, even the Penguins being there couldn't bring people into the building because of the stench of the Kings. But
well, I'm sorry, who won that game? And
uh,
you never fulfilled your bet. So at
The
the old
fuck I
network we
didn't.
were at,
yeah, well, we got kicked out of the shit shack, but what I did do is jump naked into your fucking pool.
oh,
the next
okay,
best
yeah,
thing.
well, whatever. That's in my pool,
Yeah,
my
with
backyard.
my massive hog hanging
You're supposed to
out
do
and
it at the
splashing
network.
water 5 houses down because my hog is so massive.
Yeah, it was your hog and not your fucking gut and your titties and your ass.
Oh,
You sound like
Jesus Christ, I pushed myself
Hasselhoff's
into the ocean,
daughters.
didn't I? Fucking Christ. Well, hey, it's good that at least things are opening back up, but unfortunately, that's not true of everything, man, because I'm pretty sure I might have actually closed down Buffalo Wild Wings.
oh yeah, they're not open now. Like they were open for most of the pandy, and you could eat outside. That was their thing.
Yeah,
you
you
have
could
to
eat
wait
outside.
3 hours, but you could eat outside eventually.
Yeah.
And now they don't let you eat there at all. Inside, outside, and you're taking credit for that? Why?
Well, so we had our podcast a couple months ago, somewhere around there, where I expressed my personal experience the last time we were at Buffalo Wild Wings, and it was like so many other fucking times, where we get shit service. We're waiting with fucking empty beer glasses in front of us. You know, it's just like horrible service. So much turnover in staff. Like every time we were going, there was somebody new that fucking working there. Didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. So really, they did it to themselves. I say it was me, but I mean, we went there about a month ago when they started allowing like 25% capacity indoor dining.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're there, you know, masks and social distance and all
fine.
that shit. Yeah, and then now, you know, and then the last time I was there, they're back to just doing like takeout again.
Well, and they had that fucking manager who we asked, like, okay, not to talk shit on fat people, but coincidentally,
Yeah, we wouldn't want to talk about fat people on this podcast.
at a restaurant, fast food place, whatever, there's always a manager that could substitute for a defensive lineman on the LA Rams. I'm
Sure.
not saying anything about size. I'm just saying that's what they could do. And their job is to stand around and do nothing but say no. And that's what we did. We went in and we're like, hey, can we take this seat and wait for a bar seat? And she was like, no. And we're like, oh, all right, relax. You know,
She settled down over the Republican name.
not because of her size, but I
it's a-
feel like she's taking any chance she can to say no to somebody asking her for something. But anyways, they mismanaged restaurant from top to bottom. The staff there is hit or miss.
Yeah, there were some good ones, but they're all gone now.
Are they? Is Jacob gone? What's up? Shout out to that guy. I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, they need